Hello, Garry families. Welcome to this week's episode of the Garry Five, where we bring our Garry home to your home. I wanted to give you a little bit of updated information from our Garry Five last week when Dr. Watson let us know that she was retiring. And I told you that parents are going to have an opportunity to give input into the hiring process for a new principal. So I heard from the district office that will be coming up shortly. And what's going to happen is they're going to send you a survey in your email. If it's possible, we'll also try and send it out to you in text message and just so you have multiple ways of accessing it. And what's going to happen is you're going to be able to give your input about what is important to you in your family and our community when it comes to hiring a principal. There are a couple of guidelines that are really important is that the district office is requesting not to use a name. So if there's somebody that you really like, don't put their name in that that's who you want for the principal, because it can skew some of the results a little bit, because what they're going to do is gather all of the topics and then they're going to be able to see themes. They're going to be able to see what comes up the most. And for example, some things that you could put in there is, I think it's really important for a principal to be knowledgeable in special education. I have a son who came through Garry who had special needs, and I really want to have a principal at a school who's going to be able to meet my son's needs and be able to follow the laws. So that's something that I'll put in. I have a daughter who's highly capable. I think that it's also important that a principal be able to know some of the highly capable policies and procedures that we have as a district, those kind of things. And for your family, that could look different. Our community is very diverse, and we've got a lot of different learners, a lot of different cultures. And so you as a family get to determine what is important to you. We'll gather all of that information. We'll be able to come up with some themes, and they will take that into consideration when they're looking at the hiring pool. They're expecting 15 to 20 candidates potentially to apply for this position. And so the first part of the hiring process is going to be looking at feedback from families and feedback from staff to determine who are going to be the best candidates in order to go forward to the next part of the hiring process. After that, I will give another update to you, but just to have information now is that we're going to be able to have a panel, and we will have a parent panel. Lori Morrison, who is the Northeast coordinator, will be heading that up for us. I will for sure be there, not only because I am our family liaison and my job is to support you, but also because I have students who are going to be here at Garry for this transition. So when that happens, we'll be able to be part of that panel. We'll be able to potentially contribute to some of the interview questions being asked and give feedback once we meet those candidates. So you'll be included every single step of the way as a family member. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But I just want you to know, keep your eyes out for that email. We will make sure to send it out in a text message, like I said, if it's possible. And that way we get as much feedback as we can about who this next principal is, because as Garry families, we so appreciate your feedback and what you have to say about who is going to be the right fit to take over here at Spokane Garry. So if you have any questions, reach out. Otherwise, we'll catch you again next week. Bye, guys.